Sixth grade illustration project, Anthropomorphism. Uh, what we did in the first day of our illustration project is we looked at bear books from the library. And I didn't have the students look at these, as a reader. I know you're above the Bearstein Bear reading level. But basically, I had students look at pictures and think of it this way, as if you were an artist and a friend of yours had just designed a book and wanted your opinion on the artwork, what would you give? And so we talked about materials, and you'll see there's a large variety of materials for children's books today. This one's acrylic, has kind of thick paint with lines on top of it, and a lot of detail. This one has all kinds of things: watercolor and color pencil, and on top of it with some white ink, or excuse me, paint, and on top of that. But you'll find that most illustrators like to do watercolor and some sort of like ink or color pencil on top of it. That would be true for this one. That would be true for this one. It would be true for the Bearstein Bears. It's even true for this. All of these artists, and the reason they pick watercolor and pen and ink is, frankly, if you had to do 50 pictures for a book, it's quick, it's easy, it's fast. You can get a lot down in a short amount of time, and it looks good. Has bright qualities that draws attention to their books and ultimately to kids. This is also what we learned about anthropomorphism. Anthro means human. Morphism means change. So anytime you have, in this case, bears acting like people, this is anthropomorphism. Now, there's lots of ways this can affect a drawing or an artist. For example, in this case, this has a bone structure of a human. It stands like a human. It looks like a human. This has a bear head. And sometimes, they might make, more human choices, but still be very bear-like. This is kind of bear-like, but it relates to a kid, which wouldn't quite realistic. Here's a bear that paints, and it gets further and further down. You can, on this scale, some of them live in houses that look like, maybe trees and rustic look, but basically, and this one looks pretty much like a home of a real person. Bruce Deegan, he draws, pretty realistic people or bears in realistic places. So there's all kinds of varieties here, and essentially artists do it for a couple reasons. One, of course, to draw students or kids and small readers' attention, but it's also essentially it's easy. Which is, I often ask the kids, which is easier to draw, a boy, a realistic bear, or a boy bear? In this case, the Bearstein Bears kind of did in between. Frankly, I don't love the Bearstein Bear drawings. They're not impressive. They don't impress me. They're kind of flat. They're kind of dark colors. They're simple. Like the lines don't follow the shirt at all. And even though I can find all these kind of artistic reasons not to like them, they're one of the most successful illustrators out there, with a TV show and hundreds of books and thousands of drawings and just basically a little industry of the Bearstein Bears. Why? Well, because the Bearstein Bears are really good at their job. In other words, and if you remember, the goal of an illustrator is to tell a story. And there is a story out there for everything. It's, if it's not cleaning your room, or bullies on the recess, or going to the dentist for the first time, or flying on an airplane, there's a book about it. And parents use this to teach their kids. And the Bearstein Bears do an excellent job of teaching. And they've been around for quite some time. And there's a lot of new books out there today that use bears and variety of methods. This one looks more like a bear doing a real bear thing. That's basically why they anthropomorphize. Is it's fun. It's interesting. It's this is great fun. I love this picture with all the different bears. And is one drawn super great? No. I mean, there's some that look like the Yogi Bear, and some that look like bear off a cereal box, or I mean, it's all kinds here. This whole book is a wordless book, and yet it tells the story of William Shakespeare and this bear and this boy, and just a lot of fun. Um, we're going to do a project with watercolor wash, really simple, quick coloring of the page with just very. We're going to outline things and draw them and just have a lot of fun with it. The goal of the anthropomorphic project is simply to show an animal doing something human, kind of get that in between and find the balance between how much bear or how much animal do you want it to be, or how human do you want it to be. You're going to be close. Are you going to have them talking? Are you going to have them doing human stuff? This bear has a lot of sensitivity, but he lives out in the woods and he doesn't wear clothes. I don't think he talks, but he does understand humans. So there's a bit of anthropomorphizing going on in this one as well. And you are allowed to choose any animal that you like if you bring a photograph to art class, and we'll begin drawing whatever animal you want, and I'll show you in the next video how to combine those two together.